The Washington Redskins representatives came here to Lower Brule Sioux Tribal Headquarters in Lower Brule for a sit-down meeting with this man, Tribal Chairman Michael Jandrew. The topic of discussion was Jandrew's feelings on the use of the Redskins name and the likeness of its mascot, an Indian warrior.
They had asked if I would do an interview about my impression of the name and my impression of what they were doing with the foundation.
The foundation Jandrew is talking about is a foundation the Redskins have set up, a foundation which donates money to Native American tribes and communities across the nation. Jandrew tells me he told the Redskins that personally the use of the Redskins name doesn't bother him, but nor would it bother him to see the team abandon the name in lieu of something else.
Quite frankly, we told him very straightforwardly that the name will always have negative connotations in the mindset of certain Native Americans.
Jandrew was quick to point out that his attitude is his own and is not necessarily shared by tribal members. But Jandrew tells me he told the Redskins Native Americans can either see the use of the name as something positive or something negative, and he doesn't begrudge those on either side. He says this debate should be a rallying call for young Native Americans to use their voices.
If you believe it's negative, then find the way to prove the negativity and the destructiveness of the negativity. If you find positivity, go and find what makes it positive and how you can build on that.
In Lower Brule, Brian Allen, KSFY News. This is Lower Brule, South Dakota, home to the Lower Brule Sioux tribe. The major employers here are the tribe itself and the casino the tribe operates. Poverty is a real problem, but at the end of last year, gifts began showing up here.
There was a whole load of good winter coats that came out to our people last year that were brand new.
And that's not all.
There was new athletic shoes to our high school kids,
Lower Brule Sioux Tribal Chairman Michael Jandrew tells me those gifts came from the same group which just a few months ago
you can do it.
Paid for the construction of this new playground on the west bank of the Missouri River and emblazoned that playground with their logo, the Washington Redskins. Emily Rose Pretty Sounding Flute lives just blocks from the playground and says she has no problem with the Redskins team, their use of the name, or the team's investment in the tribe.
So we should be proud and be fond of the fact that, there's an NFL football league that want to represent us.
But 140 miles to the west, in Juan Blee, on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, the feelings about the Washington Redskins are stronger and not in a good way.
We feel it is racism. If they used any other race, I'm sure it would be offensive.
Brian Brewer is the president of the Oglala Sioux tribe. He tells me the Redskins have contacted him and want to talk to him about what the team may be able to do for the tribe. So far, no meeting has happened, and if one does, Brewer is prepared to tell the team thanks, but no thanks.
I think our culture doesn't have a price on it. We can't sell our culture.
The Redskins say their efforts to help Native American tribes are meant to strengthen ties with the communities their team logo represents. Brian Brewer doesn't see it that way. He believes the team is trying to buy off tribes with gifts in exchange for support for the Redskins' continued use of the name.
They are, I think that's the bottom line. They're looking for our support, and I believe if the Indian tribe supported them, supported their name, they would win the battle.
And in Lower Brule, where a Redskins playground now sits, and where kids in the community have new winter coats and tennis shoes from the Redskins, Tribal Chairman Michael Jandrew says it's possible the team is trying to buy his tribe off. But then he adds this.
But how do you measure whether they're buying you off or they're doing real good for you?
In your region,
Estelline Public Schools Superintendent Pat Cranning got a random call from an ESPN writer this past summer asking about Estelline's Redmond nickname.
I think I was the only stupid person to say yes. So I think that when the reporter interviewed us, I felt it was important from a school district standpoint that we just don't take the no comment approach. Yes, we understand that if you're from the outside looking in, maybe if you're from in New York City or in Austin, Texas, that you take a look and wonder what that term Redmond means in Estelline.
This online article came out on the issue. Of course, this topic has been a big issue on the national level, led by the uproar for the NFL's Washington Redskins to change their name. Cranning says, though, he hasn't heard those concerns locally, however.
We've not had really anybody until the ESPN article even ask us if we thought that we should change our mascot or where we stood on it. And I think part of that is, we've really purposefully stayed away from using Native American imagery.
Eldon Marshall has been the very successful boys basketball coach at White River High School. He served on the High School Activities Association Board of Directors. Marshall is Native American, and he says when it comes to non-Native schools using Native American nicknames, he doesn't like it.
I think, the use of a nickname for the mascot purposes, especially from, non-Native schools, I think is offensive to me.
Marshall, too, says there hasn't been an organized effort to get those schools to change their names, but that it may be coming.
Maybe it has to start locally in order for it to catch steam in South Dakota.
26 years I've learned to never say never. I think that it's a conversation that's going on all across the country. South Dakota with an 8 or 9% Native American population probably is a place that that discussion should take place too.
We're outside of TCF Bank Stadium where a number of demonstrations are going on protesting the Washington Redskins nickname.
We stand among people who do not care that we are hurting.
It was one of the biggest rallies of protest of any of the Redskins road game stops. Standing Soldier and his son Mato from Sioux Falls were there to take part.
This rally here and hopefully will turn some heads and make people think that this is a very degrading symbol. You have our sacred eagle feathers on there, you have our long hair there.
Growing up being an NFL fan, I've always kind of been aware of this racist name, and as a child my dad would kind of say like shy away from the Redskins because they're a racist team.
Signs of protests and chants could be heard near every entrance to the stadium. Some did have a differing view, however. Former NFL quarterback Neil Graff of Sioux Falls doesn't think the name should be changed.
The Redskin name is an honorable name. Obviously, there's a segment of society that thinks it's racist and derogatory toward Native Americans, but I feel it's in good taste.
You ain't getting past us. We own this.
Tim Scatson, also from Sioux Falls, is a lifelong Redskins fan who feels the same way.
To me, it's a football team. It's not a derogatory slang towards anybody in any way. It's Redskins. It's tradition. It's how we are.
Redskins owner Daniel Snyder has also been adamant that this team won't change their name. But with outside pressure like this, something the team has faced at home and wherever they go, these vocal opponents hope that change will come one day.
Next 5 to 10 years, I hope it can be taken away, just because I think they don't know what it means to us. They don't know how that hurts us. They don't know what it really means,
It's 2014 and we're still doing this. It needs to end. It needs to end all over. We cannot be using these kind of mascots or symbolisms that are so disrespectful to anybody.
In Minneapolis, Eric Thorstensen, KSFY News.